Luke, Sarah. Today's topic, alcohol. Alcohol and its effects on results.
Have you noticed how much he smirks when asking a question?
Yeah,
It's like he's fucking taking the clip out of his grenade.
I know. So first off, actually, Sarah, your views on alcohol in relation to results.
My opinion on alcohol in relation to results, not just alcohol in general.
No, go on then.
Wait,
I'll tell you what. Let's go just your total opinion on alcohol, because I feel like because probably where us three aren't big drinkers. Mm-hmm. Like you probably the least than Sarah, and Sarah you don't in a sense. So it's like for us, this might come across as a one-sided thing, but I can go back from where I used to drink loads and shit like that. So, but your opinions on alcohol, go Sarah.
My opinions on alcohol have
And then you can be
changed
next.
throughout my life. I chose not to drink late teens. Like I did obviously go through the typical teenage drinking sessions and stuff, but I suffer from migraines quite badly. So because I had so many issues with migraines, I then didn't see the point in self-inducing them by getting pissed up and having a hangover. So I've kind of always had a on-off relationship with alcohol. I don't like it. I don't like the taste of it. I don't mind having a few drinks to where I feel tiddly, but I hate feeling out of control. I feel like when you drink too much, you lose control over your emotions, and that comes out, reflects. I think it's used to numb bigger issues going on in your life. It's used as a crutch by a lot of people. This is very one-sided, isn't it?
It's like a fucking essay.
I know. Well, I'm quite opinionated on it. But no, it's one of those things where it's like each to their own. I personally don't like it, but I feel... What's the line that you always use? It's the drug... It's the most overused... It's the one drug that you're judged for not having.
No, it's the one drug what you've got to explain not using.
That's the one.
Yeah, that's it.
And I hate that. I hate that. Just that in itself makes us dislike alcohol, because it's like, why is it so widely accepted for people to get pissed up? But not.
And then we can, I think I'll pick it up, won't I?
Yeah.
But you've never stopped drinking?
I've never totally. That's a thing. I'm not one of these people where I feel like I need to say, I don't drink. I don't drink. I never drink. I'm on fucking 300-day no drinking streak. Whoop-de fucking do. If you feel the need to shout about it, you've got a problem.
But then is that not the...
It's popular to do that at the minute.
It is.
And that really fucks us off.
Yeah.
Because all the big names are doing it, and it's like, how am I?
Yeah.
I don't get it. Don't get the need to shout about it.
I think before Sarah takes up all of this I'll move to Luke. Your opinions, Luke. There you go.
I mean, I've never been a big drinker my whole life, really.
What about
when I was
the army? Or?
Not even then.
No.
I never really went out. Every now and then. I think I went out like 3 times in the 4 years I was in. Just never been a drinker. Maybe when I was a bit younger, but just turning 18, what everyone does. But I just don't like the feeling of being pissed. And it is a drug. That's the thing with it. People get addicted easy. And then you see the negative sides of it. And that's my short answer, you know.
Yeah, that's a short
You
answer.
need to look at us like that and roll your fucking eyes. Jesus Christ. So I've just got an opinion, that's all.
So your opinion is going to be a lot stronger than really, because of where you see it.
I have nothing against people who drink. I just don't bother with it.
His
Right.
body's a temple. That's the difference.
Yeah. But there's still plenty of people who do drink who still have great physiques. Mm. Like all these fucking... I suppose these people who pretend to go to Ibiza and drink, who've got the absolute ripped bodies, are they really drinking, or are they just holding one drink for the gram?
Just borrow their mates.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? When you see the really ripped people, Ocean Beach, stuff like that, are
Well,
these...
No, they. This is where I chuck in a stereotype.
Go for it.
Well, these are probably the people who do get absolutely shredded for X amount of weeks beforehand. They're like, they kind of live in the gym. We know plenty of local people who live in the fucking gym and they get well pissed up on a weekend, but they're also banging bags up the nose every weekend as well.
Yeah.
And they're going absolutely 10 to the dozen in the gym.
Yeah.
Stereotypical.
Thing is, though, when we got together, we were drinking.
Yeah, we were.
And even to, I mean, it came, God, I mean, 5 years ago, we'd have a bottle of Prosecco on a Friday night between us.
I hate Prosecco. I hate the taste of it.
That's probably the only time we've ever drank in the house, was that bottle of Prosecco on a Friday night. And I don't even know why we did it, but...
I've still got my wedding one.
And now sometimes it's like a feeling of, oh, well, everyone else
marriage?
does it.
1960.
But I don't know how we got into that. I mean, I used to like whiskey. That was the thing. I used to love a whiskey on a Friday night. 2 double whiskeys on a Friday night. And this was 5 years ago now. 5 years ago. But, and then did we go to Prosecco?
How fucking emotionally volatile was I when I had a drink?
Very.
How did we nearly get divorced at our wedding party because we both had too much to drink?
Yeah.
And Ross ended up on a golf course.
Yeah. Which was probably like a massive turning point for me in my drinking, because that was 5 years ago. I mean, 5 years ago next week, that party. And I drank way too much. I'm blaming your dad for a little bit of it, but I still was the one who drank the drink. So yeah,
You necked it before.
I necked
do you
two
know
double
what? Do you know
whiskies.
the mental thing is? You necked it before dancing.
Yeah.
Because you needed a drink to dance. Now, I find that in itself, for someone who's actually quite a good dancer.
Why, thank you.
And, fuck off. And you love a dance. I found it sad that you needed the drink for the confidence to do it. Like, proper sad.
That's
I
probably
hate
a
that.
deep-rooted thing, though, because I think that's probably a deep-rooted thing of like where I was 17, 18, and I think I'd probably needed a drink to have the confidence to speak to women on the dance floor. No, that's right. And then it's probably always been that thing of like where I've needed that little bit of a confidence booster, because alcohol is. Oof, no.
It's a confidence boost.
Would you say it's a
because you had
confidence
to talk to 90
booster?
people before getting one to say yes.
Well, fucking heck, it's a numbers game,
that's
isn't it?
That's always what he says. It was always a numbers game on a night out. Fucking hell.
If you ask 10, you get one neck on. And out of, do you know what I mean? It's a numbers game. But yeah, so it's like probably that stemmed from that, and then that's always been that thing where I've went back, but then having that amount of drink, obviously me waking up back at our house and not the hotel room with you, then that implemented the 5-drink rule after that, didn't it?
I think it's because, and I think it's a both of us situation. You more than me. If someone says to me, "You've had enough drink," I know I've had enough drink and I'll stop drinking. If someone says to you, "I've had enough drink," "Stop fucking nagging it, man, I'm having another drink." And then you'll just keep going even more. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
It's like naughty kid syndrome. No, you've told us I can't have more, or I shouldn't have more, so I'm going to have more because I feel all right. As soon as someone says that, you know you're fucked.
As soon as someone says, "I feel all right," you're not. You're not at all. And I have stuck to that, apart from the last year's Christmas party, which I had 6, and then I got COVID afterwards, and it was the worst hangover in the world, and I fucking hated my life. So yeah, but I stick to 5, even just on the summer night out, 5, and that was enough. Because obviously now where the big gaps in between drink, that's probably someone who does drink quite drunk in a sense, or tiddly.
It's most people's Friday. 5 pints.
Friday,
More.
Saturday and Sunday, man. See, at our summer night out, I didn't drink. But I I'm sure it was someone's, I don't know how they intended it, and I can't even remember who said it now, but they said something to the effect of, you look like you're having a really good time.
What, in a sarky way?
Uh-huh. And I feel like that was a proper, because I wasn't having a drink. And I was like, hey, I don't like it. Don't want a drink. I'm not making a big deal out of it. I'm not being a miserable fucker and sitting in the corner not doing anything. If there's music on and there's people dancing, I'll dance. I couldn't give a flying shite how much drink I've had. I'll be on that dance floor if other people are dancing.
Do you know what it is? I think somebody said it. One of the people who probably is as annoying you're at the minute, Sarah. They said about like these people who are trying to stop drinking, you've got to fill out those times when you are drinking, Friday night, Saturday night, whatever, you've got to fill it out with something else. And like if you decided, right, we're going to go paintballing on a Saturday night, that's going to stop you from drinking. I mean, nobody's offered me a paintballing night out on a Saturday night yet, but you can fill it in with other activities. If you're filling in your weekend with an activity, then you could potentially stop the drinking instead of that.
It's like any addiction, though. Replace it with someone else, smoking polos.
But are you going to get addicted to paintballing?
You never know.
Probably people.
Start huffing it and that.
Yeah, but probably people with those personalities, they will though.
Yeah.
Which isn't a bad thing because yours is probably fitness.
Yeah, I was going to say, you replace it with fitness.
Yeah.
Saturday night run.
Would you both say that we always have that need for addiction then?
Need for addiction?
Or need for something to
Need
do?
for the dopamine release, innit?
Yeah, you're addicted to the dopamine release in a sense.
Mm.
So wherever you get that from is what you're going to stick to.
I think sadly it's a need for a distraction, not an addiction. With most people now, they want a distraction from life because they're not happy. I mean, that might sound really dark, but if they're not fucking sitting scrolling the mobile phones, they need to be doing something else. But unfortunately, because they bury themselves in the drink in the house, they spend even more time fucking scrolling probably the one biggest thing that's keeping them depressed and anxious and fucking on edge.
What, the phone?
Aye.
We know people who probably don't like the job Monday to Friday, and then it's that one Saturday a week is that full bottle of vodka.
Mm.
And it's like that, but it's the same cycle, week in, week out, week in. They drink because they're pissed off with the week, but then they do it again. And then they're happy on that day.
Change your life, not your, and your habits will follow. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's quite a big thing for someone to
It's a hard
change
thing
life.
to say and do. It's not going to be easy, but it'll stop you drinking.
I'm probably the biggest drinker out of us three, then, aren't I?
Yep.
Oh God.
But I'm not. This is the mad thing. Like, it'll be weeks before I have a drink. Like, at a time. Easy. And even when I do have a drink.
Probably be the Christmas party, I'm guessing.
From now till then, it'll be the... No, we're going away. Yeah, we're going away. And I'll be Santorini Ross pretending to drink wine in the restaurants, won't I?
Just as blackcurrant juice.
I always just have that like debate with myself. Am I going to drink? Am I not? Am I going to drink? Am I not? Do I need to
I
drink?
just think you can't be asked because it's so expensive. And you think, well, what's the fucking point?
It's not the expense, it's more the what's the point, because then I've got to fuck on with a taxi. And I mean...
It's the next day.
It's the next day. For me, looking after a child hungover, nope. Not worth it.
And sorting out your lift, like you're saying.
It is
Then
a
you've got to get
fuck
your
on.
car if you've drove in.
It is like that next day for us. I mean, well, for me, I like to be fresh on a Sunday. I like to wake up fresh. And when I've had even 3, I would say, if I've had 3 pints, I feel it the next day. I feel ropey. And it's like, I've got me fucking whites to do on a Sunday. But I do. We prepare for the week ahead, don't we? That's the thing. And it's like, I use that Sunday as a preparation for the week ahead and a chill out.
Mm-hmm. I always feel like if you spend a day rough, you don't feel like you've actually spent a day chilling.
No, not at all. It's like you you're recovering. So results, clients, what do you think about, we'll go Luke, what do you think about alcohol in relation to people getting results, the stopping points with them? What do you think of that? You can hold this one now.
It's all in moderation, because to tell someone to just stop drinking altogether, they're never going to do it.
No.
Never will. But if you say, oh, let's cut back, say they had 2 bottles of wine, let's cut back to 1.5.
When they say they're having 2, they're having 4.
Yeah, I know what you mean. we'll cut it down 500 mils every week until it's just 1 glass.
Yeah.
So you're not cutting it out completely, because that's cold turkey, and they'll
Yeah.
not stick to it. But what they don't understand is the effect on the metabolisms and the protein synthesis, because one day of drinking knocks your full recovery for, 48 hours, is it? It's something crazy.
Depends how long it's in the... Depends how much they've drank, doesn't it?
It's something crazy long, but the protein synthesis is down.
Stops you absorbing everything you need.
Yeah, insulin's up. You're fucking just setting yourself up, especially if you're eating shit as well.
Yeah.
Because that
Hand in
company
hand.
comes in it, take away a couple of bottles of wine.
McDonald's.
To, whatever it is, doner kebab.
Haven't had one in ages.
That's the thing, like, they've wrecked the systems in their body that would deal with the problems, and then filled it with all the shit that they shouldn't have had. And that just has a knock-on effect for the next week,
Yeah.
if you're following it along. Because you always hold the water on the Monday. Like, you get it in here when they come in for a weigh-in on a Monday. And they've had a few drinks on Friday, Saturday, and they're like 4 pounds up, and they're like, oh, I only had a bottle of wine.
Yeah.
But that's what people don't understand, and then it's the calories on top. They never know how many calories a drink. They'll think vodka's fine, but they'll mix it with Coke.
Yeah.
And then we have 200 calories a glass.
Or we had a client before who, in the session, somebody said, vodka doesn't have any calories. As a jest, and one of the girls actually thought that it was real. So she didn't track her vodka, and she was drinking like a fair bit across the course of the week. And then it came to the point of like, well, you said it didn't have any calories in it. It was good. Somebody said it in jest, and she took it as literal, which was mental, absolutely mental. I'm not obviously going to say who. She's not a client anymore, so that's all right.
You can tell us after.
Yeah, but absolutely crazy. But obviously then she realised she had to scan it and track it and all the rest of it. So yeah, mad.
And I find it harder because I never like drinking.
Yeah.
So I don't understand the process of, well, I need to have one on Friday.
Yeah. I think in that respect, because would you find a problem in, like, say, somebody having it with a meal on a Saturday or something, going out, couple's night out, something like that, a date night, shared a bottle of wine with a meal? Would you find a problem in that?
It's not that I find a problem with it. I just don't understand the why.
Right.
A lot
It's
of
a
people say
relaxing-
relax them.
It's a relaxing, isn't it?
Why do you need to get relaxed with your partner, though?
It's always, I've had a stressed week. I've had
I
a
think
bad
it
week.
heightens the relaxing, whatever the relaxing hormone type is, isn't it? Like, it'll put you into a...
So does weed.
yeah.
I was going to say there's lots of things that do that, but alcohol's a poison.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's poison.
We've said it the last couple of weeks in the gym. If alcohol had just come out now, it'd be a Class A drug.
Yeah, 100%. But now they make too much money off it, so...
I can go into Tesco's now and buy 50 bottles of vodka without them stopping us. They would say, you having a party? That's what they'd say. Like, I'm going to drink it all myself. Nobody can stop me from buying that amount and drinking it all myself. Which is fucking scary.
I would really like to have a conversation with someone, like an alcoholic, but someone who's fully accepting of the fact that they're a full-blown alcoholic, I'd love to understand the psychology and what keeps them with it. Do you know what I mean? Because of the fact that I don't drink myself and I don't get the draw to it. I'd like to get a better understanding of it, because then maybe I can help people more, especially obviously when we're talking about results. And I see people drinking wine every night on the charts, and they're not getting the protein and stuff like that, but then whatever protein they're getting in is going to be hindered anyway because of the fact that they're drinking alcohol. But they have all these other issues, health issues especially, going on, but they're still not willing to give up that alcohol, and I want to know what the draw is. It is an addiction, isn't it? But I'd like to understand it more. I'd love to go on a course about it, actually.
There'll be some good books on that.
Yeah, I think it would help a lot of our clients, especially like, because of...
I know, but they'd find it really offensive if I just start dishing out fucking alcohol books.
It is. I think that's one of the... I mean, because we collar so many people on alcohol, and then generally their first answer back is, well, I tracked it.
They get very defensive over alcohol. Defensive, definitely.
Would you ever say people hide it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. 100%.
And I'm not talking alcoholics here, I'm talking about just everyday folk. Yeah.
I think because... I don't know what the logic is from people who aren't like alcoholics, they just like a glass of wine a night. I think they hide it because they think... maybe they feel scared of being judged about it, even though they're not like an alcoholic, but they know that they have a drink, like a glass of wine every night because they like it and whatever. But they're not getting the results. But they don't necessarily want to give it up. But they're not getting the results, but rather than sort of, I don't know. Does that then make them an alcoholic, though, if they're not admitting to themselves that the drink's stopping them from getting them where they want to be?
I don't know what the borderline is of what an alcoholic...
Someone who's not willing to give up drink for anything?
Is it like, yeah.
Someone who drinks every day?
I mean,
Someone who needs to have a drink every day, and if they don't have a drink, they're like, yeah, I didn't drink me wine.
Yeah.
Didn't drink me vodka.
And is that, well, then does that come down to the people who like, I mean, we know social alcoholics in a way, so we've self-named them that. Forgetting the question I was going to ask for that one. But it's like, those people, like, they can't go out, they can't meet people without having a drink. Is that then classed as an alcoholic? Because I don't know the definition, to be fair.
There'll be a clinical.
Yeah, there'll be a clinical one for that. So we can't really say that then, can we?
Nah, I don't know.
It's hard, isn't it? Because you don't know where the draw the line. But if somebody can't not have it to go out, meet friends, before they go to bed.
Because it helps them sleep. I've heard that one.
Yeah. I mean, what do you think of the... I think it's been glamorised.
What, drinking?
Wine o'clock. I think it's given...
Because like TV shows or show on that.
Well, there was something about an American TV show where they had on a Thursday night. It was called Red Thursday or something like that, and it had these certain TV shows on, and it was promoting like a red wine Thursday type thing, and so it settled people into that routine, and everyone started to associate red wine with a Thursday night. I'm forgetting what it was.
What, like Fishy Friday?
Yeah, right, Fishy Friday. That's a Christianity thing, though, Sarah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Shit. Sorry, I'm not. I'm not religious. I'm not religious in the slightest. Oh yeah, it's Good Friday. Is it Good Friday? You have fish.
Yeah, that's where it's come from. So,
but why? Sorry, no. Let's not go into religion.
Yeah, red wine. But it was something along them lines. So it's like, but the wine o'clock thing has been. It's become a socially acceptable thing, and for everyone just to say, fucking, is it the weekend yet? No, it's wine o'clock, or it's wine o'clock Wednesday, something like that.
It's 11 o'clock somewhere.
It's 11 o'clock somewhere in the world.
It's someone's birthday somewhere.
But yeah, even you are probably the biggest drinker out of the three of us. You are definitely. But like even the airport, never too early when you're at the airport, 5 a.m, having a bottle of lager, and it's like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? Like, it's 5 o'clock in
Just
the
to go on
morning.
the fucking plane.
Yeah.
But it's not to get on the plane, it's because they're on holiday.
It's for a photo as well.
Why, aye? Because you always take a photo of your bigger.
I didn't
Tiger.
I didn't this time.
2-3 hour flight. So.
Yeah.
I had a tiger beard before getting on the flight, but it's only because I had 3 fucking kids to look after.
But I think we, he didn't even finish it.
I know.
I don't even think I finished mine. I think I out for a coffee after that. It was like, I think actually the last few flights though, it hasn't been a beer. I think the only reason why we have a beer in the airport is if we're in the lounge, because it's free. I think when we've been in the normal bit, we haven't bought one. Probably because it's like £6 a pint as well, like. But why?
See, that just seems like such a waste of money to me.
It is.
You're just pissing it out.
It is. If you think.
I know, but you could say that to someone who has 300 grams of protein a day. You just piss it out because your body doesn't use it all.
When you're 300 pounds like Luke.
See, it depends on your body weight.
So I mean, like, what do you think of these? So the people on a night, I deserve this, or I've had a shit day.
Well, people do that with food as well as alcohol.
But this topic's about alcohol.
Yeah, I know. No, I know, but I'm just saying if you've got that kind of nature where, like, I worked really hard, I'm gonna have a takeaway. I've worked really hard this week, or work's been super stressful, I'm gonna have a drink.
The dopamine, again, it's the reward.
The reward.
We're
It's
so
that whole-
wired now in that way.
We
'Cause
need
the
a
way the
fucking
world
reward
is.
for everything.
Yeah.
Instant gratification. Where it's like fucking kids get awards for just taking a participation award. I fucking hate that, by the way.
Yeah.
It makes
But that's like a life, day in the life of an adult. That's why adults have given kids participation awards at school, because they've realised that that glass of wine every night is their participation award for life. I'm having a glass of wine because I survived today.
But it's just a normal day.
Oh, I know.
But then does this come back to you have to change your life then? If you feel as though you need a glass of wine after work, then it's not probably the wine, it's the work. Do you think?
yeah.
It's the same with everything. A lot of people have any bad habit generally comes from people who are unhappy with something else in their life. Smoking is exactly the same. Eating too much is exactly the same. Alcohol is the same. People bury themselves in something that makes them temporarily happy because overall something in their life's just not making them happy. Whether it's the partners, whether it's the job, whether it's having to look after the kids all the time, whatever it is, something turns people to addictive things, and it tends to be bad habits. I mean, you do get some people who get addicted to going to the gym, but then it becomes obsessive, and it's because it's the one thing that they can control. Do you know what? I think alcohol is one of those things where just even the discussion on alcohol, or alcohol in general, is the most every fucker judges. We're sitting judging now. Like, maybe it's not to the extent of,
No.
oh, you're an alcoholic or anything like that.
No.
But everyone judges other people's choices on alcohol because you don't understand it.
Yeah.
Like, why did they drink? The fucking life's in absolute chaos. There's multiple things occurred. We've obviously got experience of people we know. There's multiple things occurred, and there's every fucking reason under the sun you shouldn't drink. But you still do. Why? That's a judgment. But then at the same time, it's, what do you not drink for? Like, why do you not drink? Can you not go out and just have a drink with your mates? Like, why do you feel like you can't drink? What do you not drink for? And that's a judgment as well. People will judge you for not drinking. Even just the topic of alcohol brings out just kind of the worst in people. If you look at it that way, because we'll all judge
From
everyone
each side
else.
of the fence.
Yeah.
So what about the in-between?
Who's in between?
The person who just likes to go out on a Saturday night and actually really enjoys a good drink. Does it for the fun.
I don't know many people who do.
Do you not?
No, because normally it's not just one night a week where they go out and drink for the fun. They'll continue drinking for a full weekend, or...
You not reckon?
Because everyone thinks they drink for the fun, though. Surely.
Yeah.
Oh no, I suppose some people do drink to drown their sorrows. That's the expression, isn't it? But some people, the young'uns, drink because they want to go out and have a good time.
Yeah, exactly. You've got those. They enjoy it. Mm-hmm. I mean, think of the 18-year-old party we went to last night.
Jesus Christ.
All of them are there getting drunk for the fun of it. It's not because their life's shit.
Yeah.
I reckon it's because of the age, though. Like when you're in the UK, when it's 18, you're not allowed to do it socially. And then you hit 18, you're like, fuck it, I'll go off the rails.
Yeah.
Whereas, wasn't it Italy in that? It's 12? Is it 12?
They can have a glass of wine with a
Glass of
meal.
wine with the meal.
Like, and then it gets more associated with food.
Theirs is, yeah.
Drinking
European,
there,
yeah.
European countries see us as fucking alcohols just because we go out on a Saturday, whereas they'd rather have a glass of red wine or whatever
Yeah.
with their food.
Yep.
Unfortunately, Europeans say the worst of British as well, because we all go to Europe on our holidays, and when we're on holidays, generally, that's when we get pissed up.
Arseholes.
Yeah, we are. We're arseholes. We are.
It's like I said, I tend not to drink. I don't like drinking, but one day on holiday, I had a few pints round the bar, round the pool, and I had a few drinks on the night, and I felt ill the next morning. Didn't drink the rest of the day.
Yeah. We are shit on, like, well, the majority of Brits on holiday, and I am putting these into a fucking bracket, because it is embarrassing. And I was one of them,
I know.
like, back in the day.
We always have this conversation. Back in the day, I wouldn't have got me like absolute yob.
Of course you would have.
Proper
You would have
yob.
been number 10.
Absolutely not. Yob.
You would have.
Clip.
But I suppose where we are restricted to it. The thing is with Europeans, I think, where their culture for a long time has been meet up for a coffee.
Yeah.
Where Brits for a long time has been meet up for a beer. And we've carried that on, and obviously where you haven't been allowed at 18, like the you're not allowed something. It's that mentality as well, isn't it? You're not allowed it, and then once you've got it, the boom, I'm out all the time. Mm-hmm. Type thing. But in Europe, they associate with food. They're allowed it at a younger age. They don't use it to get drunk. Because when we went, there was a strike at my old work, we went to France, and that was rural France, and they were having drink before work, like with the meal. And I mean, we were scared to, because obviously we would live with it as guests, but they had it as a social thing, mm-hmm. Not as a getting pissed thing, because we see it as, well, I'll get 4 pints in with me bait and then go to work. I mean, I wouldn't have been able to function. But when I watched that, I was like, fucking hell, there is a big difference. Like, I mean, and some of the lads I went to work with, they were proper, like, Brits. They were embarrassing in their own way, in a sense, like, because they didn't understand the culture of them with that. But yeah, advice time. Ready? You can go first, Luke. So, I mean, what advice would you give to people wanting results, but who have not a drink problem, but is still having a drink culturally in them? Do you know what I mean? What advice would you give them? I think you already sort of covered it before.
It was earlier on. Like, just slowly cut it down, bit
But
by
not
bit.
cut it out.
Not cut it out, because you'll relapse at some point. There's no getting around that. You're just gonna want it. Unless mentally you can do it, then go for it. But I wouldn't advise you to just cut it out.
Yeah.
Because you just hate yourself.
Depending on how much you drink as well, just cutting it out can cause more problems,
Yeah.
as proven by a family member.
Yeah. Yeah, which is shit, isn't it? But yeah.
Proper shit.
Yeah. But so your advice, Sarah, for people?
Same as Luke. If you enjoy it and you drink, you do it culturally, or you just like it, just cut down. Choose. Obviously, the norm is choose lower calorie options. But unfortunately, the lower calorie options are more toxic as well.
And they're still getting as pissed, and when they are more pissed, they still make those other bad choices of eat shit, not turn up to the gym on a Monday, which rolls to Tuesday.
I mean, at the end of the day, though, right, some people are always going to drink, and that's just in them. If they really, really, really want the results, they will do what Luke says, and they'll slowly but surely dwindle it out until it's not something that they're having regularly or at all, yeah? But then there's people who want the results, but they still want to live their life, and living their life means going out and having a drink on a weekend. Make sure you get your protein in on a morning, eat decent food throughout the day if you're going to have, like, a lot. Save calories to be able to have that drink, and make sure you don't fucking go via a takeaway on the way home, and don't get a McDonald's breakfast. It's having, if you're going to insist on going out for that night out, you need to have the strength of will to not fuck up in other areas, because then it all goes to shit.
Yeah. And I like my 5-drink rule. I like that one. I mean, that's helped me loads, to be fair.
I know, but you needed the 5-drink rule not because of your results, but to not be a tit.
Yeah. But most people, thing is, most people are tits. A lot of every probably big mistakes adults make in their life is probably caused by alcohol in some way or form.
Oh, we could go on
Yeah,
for
I know.
ages. I was going to say, like, if you start thinking about mistakes that you make when you've had a drink, is that not just the truth of your own self coming out?
Oh, yeah.
That's
Let's not
a topic
get deep
for
at the
another
end.
day.
Yeah. But I think for me, I would go like obviously trying to cut it down, but not cut it out. It's like when people say like they only have like a bottle of wine. It's generally they'll have a bottle of wine Friday, Saturday, and then a couple on the Sunday night, something like that. So it is cut at least one day out. Do you know what I mean? And then cut 2 days out. If you're having a drink a week, if that's your release, if that's your pleasure, in a sense, I don't mind it. It's the everyday alcohol, going to bed 11 o'clock, trying to get up for the gym, and then trying to function all day, and then you're ratty and all the rest of it, and you don't understand why. Mm-hmm. And it's that constant cycle, and it's like, just fucking stop your daily drinking, blah, blah, blah. But if you can do it to just one night a week, and then without getting fucked up, I think that's the thing. If you can do it one night a week, get tiddly, have a bit of a laugh. Do you know what I mean? I don't find any harm in that.
For the people who are all or nothing, sort of, you're not the ones.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm all or nothing, me. I'm all or nothing. All right, okay. So if you're all or nothing, could you not treat it like you do, like with your bodybuilding prep and stuff like that? Have a refeed day. Like, that's going to sound fucking absolutely ridiculous, but if you're someone who's got such an addictive personality that you either have it all or you have none of it, do you need to have none of it and then have a refeed booked in where you know on X date you're going to have a bottle of wine?
So you're telling people once a month to get proper wrecked?
No, I'm not promoting binge drinking at all. No, I'm just thinking like psychology. But I suppose
it'll
that
probably
would
taper them down over time.
Well, exactly, because they'd get less resistant to it.
Yeah.
Because like now I can have a couple of drinks and have a starting headache in the morning. So they'll not have that barrier. They'll get pissed quicker. Do you get us? So they'll drink less. Yeah. And yeah, I like that idea.
I'll end it there then.
Yeah.